For the first half of my career, I had no idea how ads actually work, or I thought I did and I was completely wrong. This all changed when I uncovered a new theory in understanding how advertising works on consumers, which comes not from the world of advertising, but the world of behavioural science. In this video, I'm going to summarise a concept popularised by Daniel Kahneman's 2011 book, Thinking Fast and Slow, so you don't make the same mistake I did. The theory suggests that human brains work in two modes, or two speeds, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is your fast brain. It's instant and unconscious. Here we don't explicitly process information and weigh up the pros and cons. The brain jumps to a conclusion immediately. It does this by taking shortcuts. It's irrational, makes mistakes, and is susceptible to things like emotion and behavioural nudges. But fast thinking is how we go through most of our day. Imagine if we weren't on autopilot and had to deliberate on the thousands of decisions we make every day. Occasionally, a decision comes up that requires us to shift into manual. This is when we use our System 2 thinking, or slow thinking. It's much more deliberate and rational, but it also takes more energy and effort, hence why we don't like to use it very often. It's like learning to drive a car. In the beginning, you're very much in System 2. It's high concentration and can be exhausting, but in time it moves over to System 1, and eventually you can drive without even thinking about it. So what does this mean for advertising? In the strategy finishing school, in my chapter about how advertising works, I talk about the two schools of thinking on how advertising works. One school of thought is that advertising should stop people and grab their attention, cut through and then deliver a message, requiring them to shift from System 1 to System 2. But the other school of thought knows most advertising is ignored and instead looks at how we can influence people even if they stay in System 1. Here you're seeking to build memory structures through distinctive brand assets, category entry points, and emotion over time. Maybe even influence people without them actively paying attention. This is why a campaign like Burger King's Moldy Whopper was so controversial. If people process the ad in slow System 2 thinking, then it makes sense. It's a powerful visual to grab someone's attention and then deliver a message about freshness. But if they process in fast System 1 thinking, all the ad does is build an association between gross mold and the Burger King brand. Thinking Fast and Slow is a groundbreaking book and has given advertisers a much better understanding of how advertising works. It also opened the door for behavioral economics and advertising to work together. But that's a video for another day. Thanks to Strategy Finishing School member Zach Martin for helping out with this video. If you're interested in learning more about how our understanding of advertising has changed thanks to science, check out my summary of Byron Sharp's How Brands Grow.